Did you know that Minecraft has over 1,000 unique items? Whether that's blocks, weapons, tools, flowers. Yeah. And I always wondered, with all these items in the game, has anyone ever tried to collect them all? Has anyone spent an excessive amount of time trying to get every item in Minecraft? I mean, surely no one's stupid enough to even try that, right? So here's me spending 100 days trying to collect every block and every item in Minecraft. Please enjoy. Subscribe, like the video, Twitter, Discord. I mean, come on, you should already do with this stuff. Come on. Starting on day one, I honestly didn't have any short-term plans, just grab everything and anything I could. I did start in a mini jungle, which will save some time rather than searching for one. I think the best thing to do is to quickly talk about a couple of long-term plans I decided when I started this. Firstly, I want to get Silk Touch. The sooner I get it, the better. It opens up a variety of items I'd be able to get if I had it. And secondly, I want Trident. One of the most difficult things I'm going to need to get is going to be mob heads. And the only way to get mob heads is to kill them with a supercharged creeper, which the only way I can easily get access to that is with a trident. And of course, the best way to go about both of those is to get a level 30 enchanter setup ASAP. So after doing the basics, I found a nice place to set up on day one. I did make a little bit of a mistake. I accidentally left the plugin from the last video I uploaded, which you should totally check out by the way, on the server, and so all the mobs were unnecessarily strong, so I may have had to restart where I was. I set up a sugarcane farm on day 2 for the level 30 enchanter, of course. I dug straight down and found a basic cave. I got a little bit of iron, but I had to leave once my weapon broke because I wasn't able to find the mobs. I finished off the day by creating an automatic cooker. I know it's a bit of a strange choice to make on day 2, but I realized that I'm going to need to be moving quite a lot, and I don't want to be sat around waiting for stuff to cook, so if I could just drop it, let it cook and go, makes my life really easy. Back into the caves on day 3, I was mining a bit more iron, and where I found a mine shaft. That's nice. I found 2 veins of diamonds, totaling 5 diamonds. Now all I need is the books and obsidian, and we'd be good to go. I did forget to hit the record button on day 4 at the start of the day. All I was really doing was laying down some items that I made. No biggie. After that, I did a little bit of cow slaughter, and boy, do I mean slaughter. 47 level later, and we returned back to bed. I went exploring a little bit on day 5, where I found a nearby broken nether portal, which I honestly dismantled, including the base, of course, because all the stone brick, the mossy stone brick, and slabs and stuff was going to be quite useful for me to get now, rather than make it later. I also ran into a cave to get a couple of extra cave blocks, as well as a cobweb. I did find a spawner, which reminds me I need to find music disc, which, oh boy, I'm not looking forward to that one. And then I came back spending the night wool hunting. I actually finished it by finding a village, so not a bad day all things considered. I knew I had to stay around the base area for the sugarcane to grow, so I did a little bit of grunt work, is what I put in quotation marks, making a bunch of wood stuff and wool colors. I want to mention at this point as well a little compromise I decided to make for the video. So I'm fully aware that there are different colors of beds, banners, carpets, shulkers, or glass, or everything like that, and I don't want to spend half the time in this Minecraft video hunting around for dyes. And so I made the decision that though I have to make one of every kind of color of colored wool, I'm not going to spend my time getting one of every color of glass, every color of banner, every color of bed, because again, there's a lot I need to do here, and I feel like that is a lot of wasted time. I think things are just more interesting this way. I hope you guys understand. I did run back underground on day 7, where I entered a deep slate mine shaft, getting the last 2 pieces of obsidian I needed for the portal that I was making earlier. I also found 2 more diamonds, along with another couple of useful collectibles, before heading back up and entering the Nether with no armor, so it's very clear I wasn't going to go very far here. I did grab a little bit of quartz, but then I left. I finished the day by crafting full gold tools, which was pretty easy enough. However, I realized that going down into the caves to get the obsidian was really stupid, considering that there was a lava pool where I started. I ran back to the village I found earlier because there was a savanna right next to it. I grabbed the wood, I grabbed a bit more sugarcane, I grabbed a tiny bit more leather for some other things, and then I found a second village where I stole some more of the goodies. After that, I ran back. It was all in a day's work. Straight back into the caves on day 9. I needed iron, and I needed it now, and boy, did I mine some iron. So much iron, in fact, that I actually managed to spawn in an iron skeleton, which I know has nothing to do with the iron, but it's kind of ironic that I'm going for iron and an iron skeleton showed up. Even managed to get his helmet and boots. They are pretty much useless. Oh yeah, I also got an extra 5 diamonds. I messed around a bit on day 10, making all of the iron stuff stuff needed, and then I made a full set of diamond tools. It was now time to re-enter the Nether. I wanted to get 30 levels for an enchanter, because obviously that's how I'm going to get my silk touch and stuff, and of course I want to find a fortress, which luckily wasn't long at all. There was literally one right around the corner from where my portal is. I got the basics, you know, your blaze rods, your nether brick, your wart, the use. I did almost die a couple of times though. I mean, no biggie, no stress. We're only 10 days in. And then it was down to the XP grinding where I very quickly got 30 levels. And on day 11, I was able to make enough bookshelves to make a level 30 enchanter. And would you look at that, silk touch first try. Let's go, baby! How did I celebrate the silk touch, would you ask? Think about all the silk touching that I can do. That's a weird sentence. Simple. I did some random crafts. Grabbed myself a full melon. I also did some birchwood stuff and redstone stuff. I really should have planned stuff out better. This is starting to become a bit of a mess. Spoiler alert, it doesn't get much better. I actually stopped at this point and I began counting how many items and blocks I had left. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I actually stopped on the items because at this point in time, 12 days in, I still have 140 items left to go. That is ignoring any blocks that I need, and I became very, very sad. I ran back into the caves on day 13. I was basically wanting to get one of every ore, whether that be normal or deep slate. Luckily, it wasn't too hard because the caving area that I was in was a mixture of normal caves in quotation marks and deep slates with a mineshaft around, so it was nice and open for me. I went into the Nether to get 30 levels. I enchanted my sword to get looting, and of course I didn't. And then I got a couple more dyes, all the blue ones. All I need is a little bit of that green now. I ran around a bit more on day 15 where I found myself a mesa. There was a drowned with a trident there as well, but unfortunately he didn't drop his trident. I was able to get myself some red sand, some cactus, some terracotta, all the really useful stuff you'd need before heading back home. More block creation happened on day 16, and then the wool was done. I had 15 out of 16 wools, and then I'm going to be honest, I spent pretty much another 15 minutes trying to figure out what the 16th color of wool is. And if you could name all 16 colors of wool off the top of your head, congratulations. For the record, I had pink, I had purple. I do not feel bad that I didn't remember that magenta was a wool, because apparently magenta's a wool. I also did make a new diamond pickaxe, and then I went back into the level for some more level grinding. 33 levels later on day 17, the first enchant unfortunately didn't work, but the second enchant I finally got my looting free. So it's time to go back to the Nether to get some ender pearls. Day 18 and 19 was a mixture of things, whether it was getting new nether blocks or getting some ender pearls from the warped forest I found. Honestly, most of the time was me having the longest fight in the world you will have with this ghast. Like, I am going to speak for the next 10 seconds and assume in the editing process I ×4 it and probably wouldn't even get halfway through the fight. So just know, I spent so long trying to get this ghast, and I don't even think he dropped the ghast here. If I remember correctly, this guy did not drop a ghast here. Anyway, once that was done, I needed to go kill a dragon, which incredibly early to do. Day 20 and 21 was a mixture of me getting to the stronghold. I did forget to record the adventure there, sadly, which oopsie daisy, I guess. And then I went into the end where I very easily and quickly killed down the dragon. The idea was to get those levels nice and early would be good, and then I can get everything out of the end way quickly. You know, your end blocks, your shulkers, all that kind of stuff. Let's get out of that way. One whole day later, on day 22, I found myself a end city. This was going really well. Too well. I can't wait to screw this up. I was able to cross off shulkers, purple blocks, elytras, and the dragon head. And the best part about this end city is that there was a portal literally next to the city. So I was easily able to just throw my pearl, and yeah, time to head home. I made the shulkers back on day 23, and then all the end blocks were made, mainly just messing around with the end stone and the purple blocks. I got a fortune-free diamond pickaxe, and then those 4 diamonds that I mined earlier, I turned into 8 diamonds. Not a great turn of events, but hey, at least I got a hoe and a helmet. On day 24, I was starting to count out the stuff that I got. I crossed off a few of the other annoying ones as well, which I wasn't going to complain, and then I knew it was time. I knew I had to bite the bullet. 24 days in, and I'm about to go netherite mining. You want to know why this is such a problem? I need a full set of netherite tools. I need a full set of netherite armor. And I need a full block of netherite. For those who can't do the maths, that is 18 pieces of netherite I need. Now, I don't need to explain to people that 18 pieces of netherite requires 4 ancient scraps, netherite scrap, to make a netherite ingot, and that means I need 72 scraps of netherite. Alright, day 25 and go. 43 and 72 ancient debris later. On day 44, I didn't actually have enough gold, and so I went back into the caves. I pretty much spent all of 44 and most of 45 mining. But some Minecraft god out there, whether it be Notch or Jeb, decided to give me a break. And whilst I was searching a different part of the mine shaft, an enchanted golden apple was right there for me. This was probably the item that I was the most worried about coming into this video, and well, now I feel like I'm really making progress here. I'm back with enough gold on day 46. I made the raw blocks as well, because they're apparently blocks. Pretty much just waited until everything was done cooking, and then I made the Netherite block. I'm pretty sure this is the first ever time I've made a Netherite block in my entire life, so that's cool. And then it was full tools and the helmet. I do need the other diamond armor to make the Netherite, but we're getting there. Now to get another annoying item out of the way. I remembered on my travels that I actually found a pillager outpost a little back, and so I returned. Firstly, I grabbed the dark oak wood because, well, I didn't find a dark oak forest, and this was the only way I was going to be able to do that. And then I found one of the leaders, the flag guy, you know, the guy who gives you the bad omen effect, and took him out. And one awesome level 30 enchant later on my bow, I headed back to the village. I did myself a Raid Shadow Legend and got the Totem of Undying. I originally thought I'd have to find a Dark Oak Mansion for that, so this saves a lot of time. And at the time, I was like, you know, the raid's here, I may as well finish it, may as well get myself some XP and some emeralds and everything. So anyway, here's me running away like a coward when things got too hot. This was not an easy raid, you know, it was not easy. On day 49, when I returned, it was honestly a successful day. The ocean that I was living next to, I decided to go across to see what was there. I found some turtles and got some turtle eggs. There was a ship with a map in it. There was some bamboo right next to where the ship was sunken underground. There was a little glitch with the map where, unfortunately, I couldn't see where I was for whatever reason. I think it's because of the texture pack I was using. I was still able to find the buried treasure. In that chest, there was a TNT piece. There was a heart of the sea. And now we can head back. I placed the eggs down before the sun was even set. And I have to say that was a very successful day. Halfway there, living on a prayer on day 50, I did a recount. 85 items remaining. And again, that's not even talking about the blocks. I did make the decision at this point that I'm going to focus on doing the items first. I'd rather do that than the blocks, but we can sort of swap and do the extras when needs be. So anyway, I made all the boats except Spruce, because that's the one I unfortunately don't have yet. And my next plan was to find an ocean monument. There's a lot of blocks that ocean monument have, and that's obviously ignoring the sponge. There's a lot that I need to get from there. 2 days later, on day 52, I actually found an ocean monument. I'm quite lucky that I did spawn next to this giant ocean that expands quite far. I got all the necessary blocks, and I did deal with the guardians, though they definitely didn't make it easy. And since I was in the water, I knew that from biting one bullet to biting another, I have to get myself a trident. If not, I'm never gonna get the skulls, and so sadly, I'm gonna have to start grinding tridents. However, it wasn't as long as I thought it was gonna be. Here we are on day 54, so only 2 days later, I got myself a trident. This was about the third drowned that I killed with a trident, and he dropped the trident, which is just amazing. About 17 trident enchantments later, I got myself channeling, and now I just gotta not sleep, and then when the rain comes, I'm gonna just get myself some skulls. Night 1, I spent my time getting some discs. I got 4 in total, actually. I also got every arrow in my body because I don't know if you guys often spend time trying to get skulls. You get shot a lot. Spoiler alert, you get shot so much. I returned back underground on day 56 to see if I can get some more diamonds. I actually walked away with 14 with the silk touch, which was not too shabby at all. And I returned back to the surface in the middle of the night, where I got shot another million times by all the skeletons. And I got a couple more music discs. It was a fun night, admittedly. With 9 music discs down on day 57, I had 4 to go, and only 2 of them I can get from creepers, so it's not too shabby. But then it happened. The thunderstorm. Oh, it was time. I was going to have fun with this one. I had a really simple plan. I was going to get a supercharged creeper and then just lure a skeleton and a zombie to the supercharged creeper. And then I'm just going to hold my Totem of Undying and just let him take all 3 of us out. I thought it would be really simple to do, but unfortunately, when I did it, apparently he didn't drop the skeleton head. And so I had to do it again, except this time without a Totem of Undying. Luckily, though, I got away with it. Creeper didn't do any damage to me. as the kids would say, GG, no re. I enchanted my Netherite armor. Oh yeah, I have Netherite armor now. And then I made myself some beetroot stew. Another little thing to tick off the box. The night came, the phantom spawns, I got some membranes, and that's another thing ticked off the list. Next up, on day 58, I had to get myself some more skulls, except it's wither skulls this time, so luckily I don't have to do anything with creepers. It was actually not that bad. Basically, every Minecraft day, I got myself a skull. Shout out to the first skull that I got, where I did a 360 to get it. On day 62, I left, and yeah, I think I was really making some progress here. Day 63 was the quickest wither fight I've ever done in my entire life. I can finally understand why people do underground fights with the withers. This was ridiculously easy. I made myself the beacon block. Luckily, I don't have to worry about actually activating the beacon. And then I was just making a bunch of random items, the usual. Didn't know you could make leather armor for horses, by the way. And that's a new one. Shooting some things off on day 64. I made myself some fireworks. I got myself a gas tier. I made myself some blackstone stuff, an ender crystal, an ender chest. The turtles popped, so now I can make the turtle shell, which of course I put on. A very good day. After that, it was more crafting on day 65. I got myself some cookies. I got myself some dried kelp and the kelp block. The golden carrot was done. Some glistering melons. Made myself a clock. Made myself a cake. Made myself a pumpkin pie. Yes, it's that part of the 100 days. Basically, we're at that point now where anything I can make, I need to make it. I just need some spruce wood, some honey stuff, and rabbits. And so it's time to travel. However, on day 66, you know what I forgot? You know what I just completely forgot to do? I forgot to get flowers. I just have not collected literally any flowers the entire time that I've been playing Minecraft. And so I began to start collecting them. As well, I was collecting a couple of beehives as I was running around. And I got myself some hide as well, which, well, I'm really going to need for those bundles. Also got myself some powdered snow. Day 67, I found myself a spruce forest. I got myself some wood. I got myself some sweet berries. And now I just got to walk 2,000 blocks back. Great. Day 70, I returned back. I didn't get lost, I don't know what you're talking about. And on day 71, I sorted out all the spruce wood that I needed to. It was time to reevaluate everything I needed. If I was right, I had 18 items left to go. And so I made doors, because apparently that's something that I missed. 72, well, we're down to 17 items now that the rabbit stew was made. 16 items with the honey. And as luck would have it, a wandering trader spawned right next to me. And somehow died. I don't know how. Giving me his lead. What a selfless man he was. And next up was the bundles, which, fun fact, aren't a thing yet. I could have sworn they were. Well, at least it's another item off the list. Got myself some honeycombs. I made myself a candle. It was all really good stuff. That night I had some fantastic luck. Firstly, getting myself a chain helmet. And shortly afterwards, I got the other 2 discs that I need to complete my 11 disc collection. The only 2 left to find is Pigstep and the other side. I did remember on my travels as well. On day 73, I returned to the swamp that I found earlier. This time to get a couple of things. There was the blue flower, which was the second to last flower that I needed, and there was also some slimes that I needed to make some pistons and stuff. A round trip as it was completed on day 74. I decided to have a look at some blocks for the time being. I also got myself the honeycombs needed to make a beehive, and then the honeycomb block. Really was another successful day of honey. With 75 days past, I decided to review exactly where I was, this time with actually a visual. I was looking through every single block that was left on here, and I was honestly fine with everything that I needed to get until I saw the wither flower, which I didn't get a wither flower when I killed the wither. I'm gonna have to get 3 more skulls to get a wither flower. This is I'm gonna rue that one, aren't I? Anyway, after including the blocks and the items needed, I worked out that I need 39 more items in 24 days to complete this challenge. Is it something that I can do? Well, let's find out. Alright, here we go. On day 76, I made a target, a dropper, a dispenser, a daylight sensor, an observer, a trap chest, a jukebox, a barrel, an anvil, a stone cutter, a cauldron, but it doesn't stop there. I made a carved pumpkin and a jack-o'-lantern. I found out that you can't pick up farmlands or pathlands other than getting them from Enderman, but I'm not going to count that one. Oh, so there's 2 more done basically, and then I made myself some ladders, and to end off the day I made some scaffolding. You count the 2 items that is not possible to pick up from the silk touch. 19 items I completed on day 76. 76. Pretty good if you're pretty chuffed about that one. I admittedly was running out a bit of a space on day 77. Buttoned off for some crafts. I made myself a loom. I got myself a fern, a fletching table, a honey block, which finally I've been waiting 50 days for that one, a redstone lamp. All of the easy stuff was crafted. However, I was now at the end game. All the stuff that was left was stuff that potentially could lose me this challenge, but I'm gonna give it a go nevertheless. Speaking of the Nether, let's go. Entering the Nether on day 78, my plan was simple. Find myself a bastion. Here we are on day 80, finding a bastion. Good job, Haven. Proud of you. Into the bastion I went, where I got all the blackstone I needed, and also a lot of crying obsidian, and a lodestone, but unfortunately, there was not pick step. I made myself a respawn beacon and a crimson door, because I did a warp door, but didn't do a crimson door. I don't know why. And with the bastion fully explored, I knew that I had to move on to the next one. Bastion 2 was found on day 83. I nearly died a couple of times, I'm not gonna lie. I fell into lava at one point, that was scary. I got some bamboozlement from the brutes. You know, brutes just being brutes. You know, I'm trying to kill you in a couple of hits. I really don't like brutes. And you know what my reward was for killing all these brutes? Getting myself some pick step! Woo! I returned home on day 84. Well, night 84. And on day 85, I reviewed that I had 12 items remaining. The rabbit's foot, chainmail boots and chestplate, iron horse armor, the other side music disc, a bottle of enchanting, a bucket of axolotl, ice, conduit, sea pickles, 10 coral blocks, and 10 coral fans. And since most of those things can be found near or around water, the best place for me to do was to find an ice spikes or a tropical sea or something. It took me a while to find anything. But here we are on day 89, where I found myself a warm ocean. I got myself all the coral blocks, all the dead coral blocks, and all the coral fans. And with those out of the way, I now had 10 items remaining. Oh yeah, I also got the sea pickles, forgot to mention that. I traveled a bit more until day 93, where I found myself an ice spikes. I found ice, I found packed ice, and I was scared because I didn't see any blue ice. Fun fact for you, nice little Google search later, turns out you can make blue ice by just combining packed ice to blue ice. And so I got that one sorted. I got one piece of blue ice, but I only needed one piece of blue ice, baby. And then to finish it off, there was an axolotl right in the water right there. And so I grabbed him and completed the final item. That's right, I say final because incredibly, between 93 all the way to day 100, I didn't get a single Nether item. Unfortunately, there was a couple of items that I missed that I kind of expected to miss. The rabbit's foot, I never found enough rabbits. I never got lucky enough to find a mob with chainmail boots or chainmail chestplate. Iron horse armor just never showed up in any of the spawners that I found. The other side music disc apparently is really rare. Surprisingly, a bottle of enchantment. I feel like if I searched a couple more pillager outposts, I could have found it. A conduit required the Norshal shells. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And unfortunately, I never got enough for that. And the one that was always going to kill me, the Wither Rose. 8 items was all I missed. Until somebody in the comments remind me that I missed something else. But otherwise, I think that's a great achievement nevertheless. I collected nearly every item and block in Minecraft in nearly 100 days. And I think that counts as a win. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Take care, everybody.